Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, hi everybody. This is Jennifer O'Neill, and today my co-host is back with me, Debbie. How are you today?
Hello, everyone. Good. How are you doing?
Good. So Debbie has the ilovebloomies.com, and so you definitely want to check her out. Today's show is going to be about clarity. We've run into a lot of people that have needed clarity a lot lately, and whether it be relationships or jobs, they feel like they're sort of confused or going in circles. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, though, and we do have some callers on the air, which we are going to take, so just bear with us for a minute, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about was I was doing a reading with somebody, and I won't tell you about the reading, but I noticed that this comes up time and time again with people. People tend to think that if their heart tells them to go a certain direction, they feel like they should go a certain direction, and their mind starts messing with them, going, well, you're not good enough. My point being, they start to feel like they're not good enough. She started to feel like she wasn't good enough to head in a direction. Well, there's many people, other people that do this out there. You know, how do they don't need another one doing it. All these people have been doing it for so many years. What do I have to offer that's different than them? And I really, really want you guys to hear me when I say, when you find a passion and something that you want to do in life, never, ever, ever, ever compare yourself to somebody else. That is the worst mistake that you can make. Why? Because everybody is individual and their gifts are all different, number one. Number two, you don't know what their background was. You don't know how many years that they've been writing or singing or dancing or creating. You don't know if they've been doing it for 10 years or 10 minutes. You just don't know the history there. So you cannot compare yourself to them. Number three, which is in my book, Soul DNA, which you can get the collection today for free on Kindle, everybody's gifts are different. So even, let's just take Gordon Ramsay on Hell's Kitchen or MasterChef, who I love, by the way. I know he screams at people, but he is so amazingly smart at his craft. I love to watch him. You don't compare yourself, if you want to be a chef, to Gordon Ramsay. He has a whole different set of tools and experiences, and he's him. You want to be yourself. And so never think that there's not enough room in the universe or in the world or in the marketplace for you to go out in the area that you're passionate about. The reason you're passionate about it is because you were purposely gifted with that type of skill. People don't realize, again, I talk about this in Soul DNA, and I'm going to say it again, whatever you're passionate about, you are gifted in that area. You may not have discovered it yet. You may be a little bit green because you haven't been utilizing it yet, but I promise you, if you're passionate about it, you're gifted in it. You just need to stick with it long enough to unfold and discover your gift. That's really, really what I want to say. And I'm going to let Debbie chime in for a minute, but I do want to give you some of my own personal experience. When I was a young psychic, one of the things that I think that people don't realize is, and you should know this if you're listening to me at all psychics are not great at what they do. When it comes to reading people, there's a special skill that comes involved in that. And I would say out of 100 psychics, 80 of them are not good. They're just not good. They shouldn't be reading people. It's not because they have bad intent. It's because they haven't developed their gift enough. So that being said, when I was a young psychic, I remember being very young in my early 20s thinking, I'm not as good as so-and-so, or will I ever be to that level? And, you know, it just takes training. I honed my craft. I trained in it. I trained under some of the best of the best. And eventually I really started owning that and realized that I had developed my skill to a really high level. And at this point, I am up there with some of the best of the best. I mean, I run in the same circles. I believe in myself that much. I know I'm that good. My point being is, if I had never tried to hone that skill, if I had never tried to perfect that skill a little bit more and just really got down on myself with, you know, how do I know I'm that good? How can I know I ever be that good? They don't need another psychic. If I had done all those things, I'd never be where I am today. What do you have on that subject, Debbie?
Well, I mean, even just recently, I needed more clarity because going from being a full-time wedding photographer to then creating the Bloomies and creating new art, and I want to continue doing everything, and then it just got to the point where I was unclear on who I was and where exactly I was going to be going. And the whole feeling of not being good enough or not perfecting a craft before you kind of put it out there, I know that wholeheartedly, firsthand. And you just have to start doing it. And like you say, follow your passion, because that will absolutely fuel you and propel you forward. And I do know, and I'm hearing it over and over, that the world needs your unique voice in whatever it is, in psychic readings, in art, in, creating workshops, anything. The world needs your unique thumbprint. And I know that women so often get mixed up in hearing their own inner voice of telling them that they aren't good enough or they're not ready to do whatever they want to do. And then so not only their inner voice starts quieting their own passion, they get unclear and get fearful.
Right, and then that's a really good point, which I want to clarify, since it's all about clarity today, is, if you have the passion, there's a reason you have the passion. Again, there's the gift, but what stops people is their mind. Their mind starts going, well, what if this and what if that and whatever. Gordon Ramsay was not the top chef he is now because he never tried. I'm sure at some point he was a very underdeveloped chef. I've written many, many books right now. The first book I ever written, not the best book I ever written, but what I did is years I went back and I redid it. I did it better, and right now I'm a way better writer. I can write really amazingly, but I wrote and wrote and wrote for years. I wrote on my blog. I wrote more books. The point is, don't stop because you're worried you're not going to be the best. Don't try because you're worried that you're not going to be as good. Start somewhere. Do what you're passionate about. The skill will come. Will you be the best right away? Probably not. Will you get better? Absolutely. But if you don't ever try, you're not going to get to that point where you can be like, okay, now this fits me. It feels right. Right now, I'm at the point in my career where I really do. I feel like I'm a really great writer. I know I'm an amazing psychic, and it fits who I am. But had I given up, I would never know that. And let's take some calls because we have quite a full switchboard here. So we have area code 310. Aloha.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
What can we help you with today?
Well, I'm just wondering, I'm waiting for a job to come through with a soda company. And also, too, I have a hearing coming up on Monday for a settlement and workman's comp case against a former employer. So I'm wondering what you see of that.
Okay. There's a couple of different things. I want to gear you a little bit back towards the clarity a little bit. But one of the things with the work comp settlement, I do feel like there is going to be some type of settlement there. I just feel like it's not going to be like I guess I want to say a huge settlement. It feels like it's going to be a little bit less than originally anticipated, like it's not going to be huge windfall or anything. But may I ask, why the soda company? Why did you head that direction?
Well, because there's a company about a month ago. I had a HR person from this company call me and say, I have you scheduled for an interview tomorrow. And just out of the blue, she just called me. And I went for the interview, and the guy really liked me, and he said, if you don't get this job, there's another one coming in on that you'd be perfect for.
Okay.
And I happen to be the manager of sanitation. Now, I spoke to her yesterday because this was about a month ago, and I spoke to HR yesterday, and she said they're still waiting for the company to give the green light to hire you on.
and because this is about clarity, I really want to know the answer to this. If you could do anything, if you could just go out and get whatever job you wanted to, like, what would your job be? Like, if you could just pick anything and you know you'd be hired for it, what would it be?
Oh, I know exactly what I want to do with my life, and I want to pursue an acting career. But
okay.
I need a regular job to pay the bills and whatnot.
Absolutely, you need a regular job. But the point that I'm bringing this up for is because I feel that you're really very focused on, I guess I want to say sort of mundane stuff, which, yes, you do need a job to pay the bills, but you tend to be so focused in it that you're not taking enough time to get into the stuff that you really want to do. Does that make sense? Somehow your energy is being redirected from the acting to other things in your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but that's only because I'm so concerned about trying to pay the bills and get put food on the table.
If you hear nothing else from this phone call, I want you to hear this. And if you haven't done anything, if you haven't ever read any of my books, go on Kindle, find Soul DNA. There's a brown cover one that I want you to download. It's free today. And if you don't have a Kindle, you can still get the Kindle app for a PC or anything. Okay. And this is what I want you to know. One of my favorite things to do is writing. And when I concentrate on marketing my book, which I do not like, and my readings and all my income goes down. If I focus in the area that I love and go, okay, I can't do anything about the income, but I'm going to write today because I love it. And yes, I've taken care of X, Y, Z, but I have free time, so I'm going to focus on writing. People start calling me, my books start selling, everything, my income goes up. So what I'm trying to explain to you, which again, if I get you to hear anything I'm saying, is if you're spending 75% of your time worrying and applying for jobs and doing all of that and 25% of acting, it will affect your income. Because I feel you can apply for jobs, you can go on interviews and do all of that with about 10 hours a week. And you could apply for a lot of jobs at 10 hours a week and go on interviews because it doesn't take very long, right? Okay. Right. Spend the rest of the time worrying about getting those jobs and how you're going to pay the bills. What happens is your vibration goes down, and when your vibration goes down, it blocks money flow. I can go into a whole thing on it, but we don't have. So what I'm trying to get to you, and what I really want you to get with this is, if you just do what you're supposed to do, spend that 10 hours trying to feed your family and pay the rent and do all that, but realize it only takes 10 hours a week. And then pursue the acting with the other 10 hours because it's something you enjoy. It's something to you. Go on calls. Do free acting stuff. Whatever involves acting, you're going to feel happy inside if it's free. And when that happiness comes in, when you raise your vibration, all of a sudden you'll get the call for the soda plant. All of a sudden you'll get the call for the management position. Do you see?
What's funny is a couple weeks ago, I had a dream just before. Have you been watching America's Got Talent?
I have watched that. That is pretty awesome.
Well, Howard Stern's the new judge on the chip. Well, just before the new season began, I had a dream that I was on there because I do stand-up comedy. And they all like me. Mm-hmm. But Howard said to me that he thought I had a lot of skills and a lot of talent, and it's really raw. And he said, I'm on the fence, but he said to me, I'm going to put you through, but you're going to have to come up with a lot. You're going to have to be more energetic and come up with a little bit more because I see a lot of talent in you that hasn't come out yet.
Now, that's a very good thing on clarity, intuition, passion. Do you see? Is it falling together for you? Do you understand? I'm not just telling you this as a clarity show. I'm also telling you this as a psychic. You have a gift and a skill there, but you're letting it go by the wayside a little bit, and it needs some polishing. So spend the 10 hours being responsible. Don't fool yourself. You can do 40 hours going in circles, but it doesn't take 40 hours a week to apply to 25 jobs. It doesn't. So do that and spend the rest of the time, go do stand-up, go do clubs, hone your skills, try different jokes. Do you see where I'm going? I promise if you do that, your income will start pulling together, and actually, you will actually get a paid opportunity to do some stand-up if you do those.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Sorry, Deb, I didn't get a chance to get your feedback on that.
No. That I was agreeing with what you were saying.
Yeah,
and that's so true. When we honor our heart, our passion, things come in other ways.
It absolutely does. And the reason I asked them that is, and for any other callers on there, yes, we are going to get to you because there are more callers. But the reason I asked that is because I really want people to start questioning themselves when they're applying for jobs. In this industry right now, I really want you to start questioning, am I applying for rent? Okay, that's fine. It's okay to do that. We do have to pay the bills, but it doesn't take, like I said, it takes a lot less time than people fool themselves into thinking. So what would you do with the rest of your week, and what is it that you really want to do? You need to just answer that. You'll give yourself clarity. We have area code 561. Aloha. Are you there? 561? Well, we may have to come back here to 561 because they may not know it's them. So we're going to come to 337. Area code 337?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. I was calling because I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm doing the home-based business type thing, and I'm pretty sure I'm following my path. My thing is, I just found out recently that I also have gifts of my own, and I had a reading done where they told me that my third eye was opening, and I was just wondering if you can kind of see what you can pick up as far as that's concerned.
Can you be a little more specific? Like, first of all, what do you do for a home? What's your entrepreneurship in?
It's home-based customer service. I have a contract with a company, and I do like the billing and the technical support.
Okay, so that's very left brain. So I can definitely see why your third eye would be opening, because that's a balance. That's very far extreme, right? Yeah. That's happening to a lot of people, and absolutely, I feel like that's happening with you. You know, I also feel like that you're probably going to do some stuff in the future that has to do with more healing work and more stuff in that area. I still feel like it's home-based. The really weird thing is I keep seeing like spa stuff, or are you trained or into like makeup or spa stuff, or facials or something of that nature?
I have been. I have been years ago. I was a beauty consultant, and then now I've gotten into crystal therapy for myself.
Okay.
Because I found out that in my family lineage, I guess it's in that we're mediums, spirit mediums. I didn't know I was. I didn't. It's just that I have a lot of dreams, and the dreams are becoming prophetic. So since I found out that it runs in our family, I've been getting crystals like the amethyst crystal.
Okay,
I just bought.
Here's what I want to tell you, though. I feel like you integrate this new thing, like this third eye and these crystals and all that, into spa-type facial things.
Okay.
And that sounds really weird, but people would love it if they could go get a facial or go get something and either get a reading at the same time, and or use the crystals where you put them on their face to activate different things, where you can activate the third eye, where you can do different types of adjustments on them just by balancing their face with crystals, or like their hands.
Is that the same thing as Reiki? I can't even pronounce the word. Reiki therapy?
No, Reiki is actually energy movement, and they don't use crystals all the time. They do with some, but no, I see this actually being what I see is this spa type thing where you kind of combine beauty and intuitive work. So what I see happening is you doing beauty and then doing readings on them while they're relaxed, and giving them pictures just for fun. Like you'll start doing it for fun and start doing pictures that you see on them, and then later you'll start charging them to do like two things at one time. And then I also see you learning a way that you'll use crystals and stuff where you actually lay it on their forehead, on their cheeks, and then also on the back of your hands while they're relaxing. That actually will help to open their third eye, because you're going to learn about this. You're going to probably have a vision about it. and that you're going to figure out what type of crystal that you do just set on their forehead, and you're going to help. I see you helping other people ending up developing their intuitive skills as well. But
wow, you hit the nail on the head, because that's exactly where I'm at now.
Pardon?
That's exactly where I'm at. I said you hit the nail on the head, because this thing what you're talking about, like with the crystals and everything, I'm doing it myself for holistic health. But it's such an easy passion for me.
Yes.
It's not even work.
Yes, I know. And so it's kind of like I've been a psychic for 20 years when I say stuff like that, right? It's like there's a reason I do this for a day job. But yeah, you totally have this gift, and you're really good with people. Like, you've got this gift of making them feel relaxed and comfortable, and then you will also integrate some herbal facial stuff as well, like homeopathic or herbal stuff for their facial stuff, and then you'll also do where you're opening their third eye with your crystals, and they're going to love it. They're going to feel like a sensation when you do it. They're going to tell their friends about it. They're going to think it's fun to come. Yeah.
Do you see, because I like I said, I just really got into the crystal therapy for me within the last year or two. For me to do this as like a business coming into the future, do you see like a certain amount of years that it's going to take to get this
you're
going?
You're going to start really soon. I would like to see you start, okay, and because this show's about clarity, I want you to tell me what you see. Does this make sense to you? Does this feel like in your heart, does this feel like the right path for you to head?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, now what does your head say about that? Is there anything that holds you back? Had you not called me, had we not had this conversation, is there anything in your head that would make you second guess this?
No, because I don't use my head anymore. I hate
good.
to say it, but I have to use my heart.
Okay,
I have to use my heart to go with
I
you.
want to tell you that because when you have a passion and an interest in somewhere in the future, I want you to use this for clarity. It feels right. It feels right to not just do this yourself, but to show it to other people, okay? And, I think that you'll be doing it within the next 6 months. I think that you may end up quitting your other job or bringing the one that you're doing right now within the next 2 years because you're going to be bringing in so much income on the other thing that you don't need to do that anymore.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. And, again, with you and with anybody else on the air, if you guys ever want more readings, definitely go to HawaiiHealings.com because I do personal readings on the side, and we can do, like, one-on-one stuff, okay? And I do business consulting as well. So when you get into that, email me. Go to my website, the Hawaii Healings, or it's on the Blog Talk thing. Email me. We'll chat, and if you need help in the future, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome, hon. Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Debbie, what do you think about the calls we're getting? I went into that so fast and then I went out. Is there anything else that you would
I felt her excitement when you started talking about what you were envisioning for her, and you kind of pulled it out of her.
Right.
It's something that she already knew what she wanted, and you could just hear her excitement. That was great.
Well,
that was great, and it keeps going back to asking ourselves what feels right.
Right.
What feels right, and listening to the heart.
Well, and what you said was kind of key there too. Is she already knew what she was passionate about, but even that I just verified it for her. She just got all excited. So don't wait for me to verify this for you guys. If it's there for a reason. I think that's kind of our theme today, right? So let's see.
Yes, and also, though, I would like to add, we had talked about this before, it's the whole permission. It's almost like people know what they want, but they just kind of need that permission to move forward from an outside source. Right,
exactly. We're going to go back to see if we can get the 561 on the line again. Aloha, 561? I think 561 has just got us on hold, so we're going to go to the next one. 320. Aloha.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. What's happening with you?
My name's Kim, and I was calling. I'm going to be moving and starting a new business. I want to open a metaphysical store. And what do you see that working well for me, or how do you see that turning out?
Okay. I know what I see right off the bat, but because this is about clarity, I kind of want to get, how do you feel it's going to go, just out of curiosity?
I am so excited about it, and I feel it's going to do really, really well.
Okay, and this is something you wanted to do for a while, yeah?
Yes.
But I feel like this is something you wanted to do for a long time. It's finally, things are starting to fall into place, et cetera. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
And one of the things that I see about this business is, what's your plan for as far as bringing in readers, classes, that sort of thing? How far have you gotten on that? Are you just thinking about doing the store as a store, or have you gotten to the classes part yet?
I also would like to offer classes and other services and be as much help as possible.
Okay.
So I'm looking into that, and I do have some connections and some friends, and going to try to do some networking with the proper people to make that happen.
Do you do tarot readings?
No, but I did buy some cards, and I am so interested in learning.
This is so the theme of the show today, because this has been a passion and interest of yours for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, that seems to be a gift that you're gifted in that area. And the reason I say that is because I see you doing tarot readings in the shop, okay? And that's what's actually going to happen. You will do them for fun to start with, just on customers, and then you'll start charging. But one of the things that's really going to make this store go that you cannot wait on is you have to make sure that you start with the classes right away. You have to talk to, I don't care who you talk to, find a psychic, find somebody who does meditation classes or that will teach on law of attraction, or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like and I feel like it needs to be for sure once a week, but twice a week would be better. And what you do is you have those people, you offer your space or your store, even if you just put some chairs in your store, and you offer it to them where they charge for, let's say they charge $10 a class, you get a percent of it. You get like 25% or something. And what they do is they will market it and they will bring in the people. You will also advertise it there. Because what will happen if you do that is you will start to be known as the go-to place to hold classes also. Do you see what I mean?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay. But if you don't do that, I feel like there's no driving people back. Okay?
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they're going to come back, and it's going to be fun and good for a while, but why should they keep coming back? And, well, my point being is this needs to be more of a social place. Like, they're going to come in because they're going to learn. They're going to come in because there's something new going on this week. They're going to come in because they really feel like you're trying to help the community develop spiritually. You're not just selling them incense, crystals, and cards. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally, because that's so how I feel. You couldn't have described it any better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to make...
Do you have anything to add for her?
No, I'm just feeling this excitement from Kim and opening her store, and I agree on having classes to have people come back, and then when people mingle, they see what merchandise you have and what new merchandise you have, so it's a continual traffic coming in and out of your store.
Yeah, and make the merchandise the secondary part. Of course, that's what you're going to do, but make it more of a learning point for people. And what a lot of metaphysical stores do, one of the biggest mistakes they make is they don't offer the classes and stuff right away. And they don't, so instead of marketing your store, spend your time marketing the classes and finding people to do classes in your store, because they will do the marketing for you. Then all those people will go out and tell people. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. And don't worry about the size of your store.
Okay.
I mean, even if you throw a few chairs in there and do it right smack in the middle of your store, don't worry about trying to figure that out, okay? Just do it where it's going to work. Because I feel like, is your store a little bit smaller?
I'm looking right now at getting one, and I'm heading towards north where there's going to be a lot of tourists too, and a lot of people where I think it's a good area to kind of open up people's minds in that area. There's not a whole lot out there, and I feel it'll be really educational and helpful for a lot of people there.
Mhm. Okay. Well, like I'm saying, don't worry about the size, because I feel like the size is going to be fine, but you might go, well, it really should be bigger so we can line up the chairs this way. Don't even let that be a thought. When you get this store in this space, you just figure out, how am I going to cram 15 people in here, because I'm going to do it. Okay?
Great.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. So good luck on your store. What area of the country are you in?
Minnesota.
Excellent. I mean, I'm from South Dakota, so I know the area, how that can be. But there's a lot of people that are developing spiritually, and there's always a store needed. I feel like that area needs a metaphysical store too.
Yes, especially like Duluth and the northern Ely, the northern area.
Yes.
There's quite a bit in the cities, but
yes.
The St. Paul and Minneapolis, but not really up there.
But again, before I go on to the next person, many metaphysical stores make the mistake of just selling items and not being a point of social learning and spirituality. So, okay?
Great. Well, thank you guys so much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your help.
You have a wonderful
day,
day.
Sam.
All right.
God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. We actually have a call from Hawaii.
Yeah.
All right. Aloha. You're 808.
Aloha.
How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, this is Kate.
Oh, you're not in Hawaii. That was misleading.
I am in Hawaii. I'm
you
back
are?
in Hawaii.
You're back in Hawaii.
I'm back here in Hawaii.
Well, that was a short trip.
That was a short trip. I'm like a hummingbird.
So what's happening, Kate? What questions do you have?
My question, I'm wanting clarity. My daughter stopped speaking to me. It's been over 4 years. We were talking every day, and she just won't tell anybody why. She doesn't seem like she wants to reconcile, and it's been crushing and also the most growing experience that I've had so far, because I either chose to curl up in a ball and have it devastate me, or go for what I wanted and make it the best time ever.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, and again, because this show's on clarity, what does your intuition or your gut tell you on this? Not your head, but what does your heart or your gut say? What I have an idea of what I'm going to tell you, but what does your self say?
Well, a couple of different things. One is that she's hurt and she is, wanting to just become herself without my viewpoint or judgment or any of that. And the other is myself. I needed this pulling away. My son, my youngest, just left the nest shortly after all this happened, and it was the first time in my life where I've actually, in 30 years, got to look at me and discover who I am and not have anybody's opinions or be putting my energy into other people.
Okay, well, you're good, so we're done here. No. What I want to tell you is I think that you've hit a lot of that on the head. One of the things is she's really angry right now. She's really upset, and it wasn't, although you said she suddenly stopped talking to you, I think you know as well as I do, this was kind of a buildup, I think, of your relationship over time. And then it was kind of like the straw. You know what I mean? And so she just was done with it for now. I think that she is trying to figure out who she is, though. So right now, she's very frustrated and she's very angry. So she's really struggling to figure out her own identity, number one. And she's a little bit young to be figuring that out, but she's trying to figure that out. And she feels like that she can't figure out her own identity because you mom, I know you love her, but you do have a strong opinion, or you can be kind of forceful with your perception or view of her or her situation. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, and I know it's out of love. I really do. But when you're, have the different, you two have very different personality types.
Yes,
and
we do.
She does not agree with a lot of your viewpoints.
No, I know, yeah.
She wants to be an individual, and she feels like that this is the first time in her life that she can take a stand, because she feels like she's buckled under your pressure before. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Now, that being said, I think you're also exactly right. I think that this had to happen for you. You wouldn't have listened any other way. You would have continued on the relationship going the way it was had she not done this, number one. Number two, I think that you need to revisit how you were parented a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I have been.
you were parented in a very critical manner.
And it's really, this whole thing has brought up, it's just opened it wide open with my mom, and now that relationship is not really good.
Okay, but what you need to understand with mom is, this is the thing, is you need to really break the cycle, and you need to understand with parents that are very critical or even abusive or whatever, many times they don't choose to do it because they're trying to bash us into the ground and, bash our self-esteem. They do it because they don't know another way to parent. And let's face it, there's just, not everybody has a parenting manual, and a lot of people are just not good at it. They just do what they know how to do. Your mother, for instance, I feel that she just was doing the best she knew how to do. She didn't know any other. So to punish her now because of it, or to be really, excuse my language, but pissed because she parented you that way, is kind of a moot point at this point. It was what it was. You guys are all older, and it can't be changed. And she didn't know a different way. So don't harbor horrible feelings about it. Recognize that because that happened, though, you made certain choices in your life that now you're not happy about, and the only way to address them is how this whole situation came about, and just decide you're going to be different, and decide that you want to be more open to other people's views and maybe a different way, and maybe your way isn't always the best way, and that decide that, to sort of sit back more and let people sort of develop into their own person. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
I don't want you to harbor anger over mom too much, because like I said, she can't fix it, and you can't. Do you see what I mean? Like, you can't go back in time at this point, and you can be mad about
what's done is done.
But yeah, so what was your question?
Well, I'm wanting to know, is it up to me, or do you see anything as far as us all reconciling or having any type of relationship in the future? Because it's a type of a situation where, I don't want to quit loving them and thinking that we're going to have any type of relating in the future.
When you say them, who are you talking about besides your daughter?
My mom and my
okay,
and my daughter. Yeah.
Here's the situation. You guys all have one thing that's very similar, and that is you have a stubborn streak. All of you.
I know. I knew you were going to say that.
And it was very much passed all the way through all you girls. So if you want things to be better, all you need to do is just be like, it is what it is. We may not talk ever again. I would wish it to be different. And what you do is you just continue to reach out to mom and daughter if you want to. I assume daughter is going to be the first one. And just every once in a while, drop her an email and just say, I'm just checking in on you. Hope you're doing well. I just want to have a wonderful day. No pressure. No, what's happening? When are we going to talk? What are you up to? None of that. Just wanted to drop you an email. Love you. I'm always here whenever you're ready. I just want to wish you a great day. You see what I'm saying? Make it light and make it consistent. And and then the ball's in her court, because she's very stubborn and she's going to do this for a while. Mom, you could do the same thing and you could heal that over quicker, because mom's older and more tired and she don't want to fight forever. But she's going to probably be cranky at you even if you do it. But she is who she is. And so if you want her in your life, accept her for being that person. You got out whatever you needed to at that time, but just let it be. So, send daughter some loving emails. Send her some emails that, of that nature. But this one's going to take some time to heal. I feel like some things change in about 6 months. But if you're going to do the emails, be consistent and never, ever, ever send an email of angriness, like that sounds angry, or that, why don't you call me, or what are you up to?
Yeah, I already did all that. It didn't
work.
work.
So do you have any other things, Deb, for her?
Yeah, Kate, in the very beginning, you said that you have this time now to work on you. And so when we work on ourselves and it heals the other relationship,
yeah,
you can't control them. You can only control yourself. And the only thing you can do right now is to send them love. You can just visually, from your heart, literally send love to your daughter, send love to your mom. You can also, as Jennifer was saying, you can also, don't be hard on mom. It was a pattern, and now you have an opportunity to break that pattern. And when that happens, then it lessens all the charge that's occurring right now between you and your mom and you and your daughter. So I feel like just take this time for yourself now. Take this time to feed your soul, fill your heart, and you will see your relationships change.
Well, and that's a really good point, Deb, because, and Kate, or anybody else who's listening, one of the best tricks I ever learned is, I've been married forever, so me and my husband go through things where we're getting along great, and then you're not getting along, and that just happens. Okay. But when I notice when I'm not getting along with anybody, whether it be him or whoever, which I don't really talk to enough other people, but if I change my behavior right away, to where, like, if he's cranky and I'm cranky, if I just decide to not be cranky, it changes our relationship immediately. Like, immediately, all of a sudden, he's not cranky. So anytime you're in a spat with somebody, if you just change and let go of any resentment, be like, it is what it is, and feel more of the love for that person and just be relaxed and not put pressure on them, they come around really fast. People are energetic beings, and they read energy. So once they feel the love and the pressure's gone, they come back to you in that way when they're ready. You have to give her some time. And just FYI, the reason I told you to let go of the mother thing is because, again, it doesn't change anything. If it changed something, that'd be one thing. But you can be mad all day long, and it's not going to change what happened. It's not going to change who you are. So, it does nothing but upsets you. Like, the only person that's really affected by that is your heart and your being. And I know many people who have had really messed up relationships with their parents. And believe you me, my mother was not a godsend, not even close. And it kind of like from a young age, I just was like, the woman's crazy, and so it is what it is, and I'm not going to be that way.
Right.
I understand there's other people like that, and how you handle it's key. All right?
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Welcome, hon, and drop me a Facebook message and let me know what the heck you're doing back here.
I will. And what is the other, Debbie?
Debbie, yeah.
She's
in Vista?
What?
Sorry?
Do you live in Vista, in San Diego?
In Vista.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I grew up.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's kind of
so
funny.
you need to go to her website, Kate, the ilovebloomies.com, and connect with her. She's on Facebook all the time, okay?
Yeah, I checked it out. Okay, thanks both of you, and aloha.
All right, Kate.
Bye.
Take care.
Again, make sure that if you want more information, more readings, that sort of thing, that you give me a call or go to hawaiihealings.com. And we have like a slew of callers, so we're going to try to get through this as fast as we can. Area code 707.
Yes, hello?
Hi, what can we help you with?
Can you look at a job situation a job that I'm going to, and kind of give me an idea how it's going to go?
Okay. Can you be a little bit more specific when you say job situation? You're going into what? Tell me a little bit more.
It's a job assignment that I'm going to.
Okay. And since this show's on clarity, I'm asking everybody about this. This is a job assignment, so are you being sent to a different area or something?
Yeah, I'll be going to a different area.
Okay, because I feel like you're being like removed and put somewhere else, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to the assignment. Yes.
Okay, right. I feel like it's really going to go fine. I don't feel like there's too many issues with that. I feel like, it's not always, you adapt really well.
Yes.
That's one of your things. Like, you are very adaptable. If you were like not adaptable, it would be an issue. But I just feel like you sort of just, you kind of pick up where you left off, and you just keep, you know what I mean? It's sort of like you don't miss too much of a beat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
But I was told that I was going to be working with a high-energy male as a boss.
Okay.
And I
but
just want to
let's just put that to the side. How do you really feel like it's going to go? Like, how does your heart tell you? What in your chest, in your heart, how does it feel like it's going to go to you?
It feels like it's going to be fine.
Okay, now just stop right there. That is my point. Right there should be done. It feels like it's going to be fine. There's your clarity. But what you said was, but I was told this boss is high energy, so what that happens is that goes into your head, and then you start thinking of all the conflicts and all the issues. Do you see what I'm saying? Then there's a whole
right, because I was told that it was going to take a while for me to meet his bar. I'm thinking,
right,
what?
But see, this is all something you were told by other people, and then it gets in your mind, and it plays havoc, and then you're not clear anymore. You're confused, and you're worried.
Right.
And your expectations are different. Never, ever, ever go with your head and what people tell you. Always go with the heart and how you feel. And I know you feel solid about this because I can see it and I can feel it, and that's what I see happening. So go with that. Everything else is noise. Don't listen.
Okay. Do you see that it's going to go to the point where it will be extended out, the contract?
I feel like it will be extended a little bit. And by the way, because I do have a lot of callers, so I'm going to try to get to them. I do feel like you meet his bar just fine.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. And
okay.
For the sake of the show, I want you to remember when you go and when you do all that, remember to listen to your own intuition on that. Don't let anybody else sway what you know is true. That's where the clarity becomes confusion. Does that make sense?
Right, because I'm very, very good at the job, and I thought, okay,
See?
I know the job.
And if you wouldn't have heard that, you would have been very clear on what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. True.
Do you see my point?
True.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. So
well, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Say. Good luck with that.
Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Isn't that interesting, Deb? Like that, just one person saying, just
one person, it inflates the thought bubble. The thought bubble
right.
where you put all the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or not good enough, and we just need to pop that thought bubble.
Exactly.
There's nothing left because it's just thought.
We have area code 561. Can we help you? Aloha, 561.
Hello?
Right. Hello.
Hi.
What questions do you have for us today?
Okay, hi. I just wanted to know what you should coming up with my finances, please.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you at all.
Oh.
Hello? All right, we're going to have to go on to the next caller really quick just because we're in a time crunch. We have a Skype caller, Mary Lou.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. I've been listening to you forever, and I've never gotten to talk to you before.
Oh, wow. Well, it's your lucky day.
Yay.
Or maybe our lucky day. What's happening with you?
You know, I would love to ask about my love life.
Okay, be a little bit more specific.
Do you ever see me having one?
Well, that's specific.
That's specific enough for you?
Yeah. You've been kind of it just feels like things have been sort of dry too. Let me look into that. I do feel like that you do have a love life. That it almost feels like it needs to be revived again. It just I keep saying it needs to be revived again. So one of the things is, are you still around? Like, are you around the same people, the same situation? I feel like your life is very much routine.
Yes.
Does that make sense? And so because of the routineness, I also feel like you're just, you really are around just a small group of people. Or are you in a small town or just a small area? Or do you just not go very outside your area? Because I just feel like you're, go ahead.
I'm in New Orleans, but I live inside my little loop.
Okay, because I feel like you're just like in a small social thing. Like there's an area that you're just not getting outside of, okay?
Right.
Okay, so now my point to that is because that doesn't work. So as you want to revive this dating or this life, this love life or relationship, you really need to get out of your bubble more. And that's not real comfortable for you. Like, I feel like you're very comfortable in your routine, but that's not working for this. You really need to, like, start doing some things outside of your house or your area and just, like, be out more and do things that you like to do. Like, don't just go sit at Starbucks somewhere and just hope that you meet somebody. Like, take a friend and go somewhere different, or maybe go out to dinner or go, do something, go to an event. The other thing that is really a viable option for you, and don't laugh when I say this, but people in your situation, I personally know people that have been very successful doing like Match.com or any of those, and the reason is because a lot of those people are actually looking to have a companion and to have someone in their life. And a lot of those people are professional people, and you can tend to find people in your area. Have you ever looked into doing like the online stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, and have you done it?
A little bit.
Okay, and I'm not talking about Craigslist. Like, stay the heck away from Craigslist. Not a good place to do it. But you really need to get out of your routine. Do some other stuff that you like to do, whether it be rock climbing, whether it be whatever. Once you break out of your routine and stop doing the same thing over and over again, I feel like you're going to meet somebody and your relationship's going to be revived. But if
when
you can
say revived, you mean a second round with someone you already know, or meet someone new?
I feel like that two things might happen. You actually will meet somebody new, and somebody from your past is probably going to come around at that point as well.
Okay.
Okay, and then I feel like you kind of have two options, and now you're like, what the heck just happened? I went from like nothing to like two options. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, but the longer that you force yourself to be in your comfort zone and not ever get out of it, the longer that it's going to take for that to sort of revive itself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So get out and do some other things, and you're really a homebody too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really are a homebody. So you can't stay there and meet people. That doesn't work. So anyways, Mary, just go do some activities. Go do something new, and
maybe take a class or something. Take a class somewhere, a community center or something like that. Get out that way.
And I cannot stress enough that it needs to be something you're interested in. Don't just do it for doing its sake. Like, don't take a pole dancing class. Go do. You know what I'm saying, though? Go do something you're interested in. I keep seeing rock climbing. You may run into a rock climber, or you may take a rock climbing class, which I feel like is way outside your comfort zone. But there's something about like a rock climbing thing. So you'll have to email me in the future and let me know if somebody comes into your life like that, or if like a friend suggests it. And it may even be one of those rock climbing walls or something. But it's just, I feel like you meet somebody around there or somebody that's involved in that. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. So you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, we have an area code 352. Aloha.
Hi, how are you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. I'm a first-time caller as well.
Hey. So what can we help you with?
Well, I'd like to know if you see if I should. It's a relationship question as well, and I was wondering if you see it working out if I give Larry another chance, and should I? For some reason, my voice is echoing, but do you see that working out, or has anything changed, or what do you see with that relationship?
So you're in a current relationship with this person, and you're trying to figure out whether to give it a second chance, whether they've changed, or that scenario. Okay, is that right?
Right. I'm out of a relationship. I'm not in a relationship with him currently. He's wanting to give it another chance.
Okay, you're wanting to, and he's wanting to.
I'm trying to decide whether or not anything has changed. But
here's the thing. Because, again, the show's about clarity, and because I'm trying to teach you guys, because almost everybody that calls already knows the answer, how do you, like in your chest, in your heart area, if you think about giving this relationship another shot, how does it feel to you? Does it feel like, yeah, this is a good idea, or does it make you feel leery and worried?
I'm leery because I don't know if anything changed because I haven't been around it.
Okay, I don't care why. I'm just saying, how does it feel? You feel worried and leery?
Yeah, because it didn't work out.
You feel worried and leery because I don't feel like that there's been much of a change, just so you know. I feel that this person has the illusion of change from the outside, and there was probably an attempt to change, but I feel long-term change is the problems or the issues, they've never been resolved yet. So I feel like the intention is on the outside, kind of candy-coated, and once you get into the relationship again, you're going to fall back into the exact same routine.
Okay.
So if you are okay with being in that same routine, then go ahead and go for it. But don't go into it with the expectation that he's changed, because I feel like that will be very short-lived, and then you'll be like, wait a minute, that was very short-lived, and this seems exactly the same to me again, and what just happened? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to tell you something different, but that's just what I see, and I think you know this. In your heart of hearts, you're leery because you can feel energetically that there's nothing really different about this person. Okay? Okay. All right. And in the future, if you want to, check in with us, do the Facebook friends, and since you're new to the show, you should definitely, I have a book on Amazon, so you can find it on Blog Talk, but it's free today. So if you want to go download it on there, there's a ton of information on there. There's relationships in there. You'll love it. It's awesome. And so make sure that you go to me and Debbie's Facebook page and add us or whatever, and you'll learn about all the up and coming stuff we're doing as well, because we do a lot of free stuff. So, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, hon. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Take care.
All right, we have a time for actually one more caller, and then that's probably going to be it. We are at Hawaii. I'm at HawaiiHealings.com for all of you. I do readings again on the side of this. Definitely make sure that you get your Soul DNA. It's on Amazon, and then Debbie is at ilovebloomies.com, and we will take one more caller, and then we will see you next week. Area code 504.
Hi, my name is Debbie as well. And I have a work question.
Okay.
One of my I work part-time, and a company that I work for just got bought by a bigger company, and I'm not sure how that's going as far as work.
You mean as far as eliminating some jobs?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, people are going to get sick of hearing this, but this is about clarity. What's your own intuition tell you? What does not your head, not what you've heard, but what does your heart tell you about it?
I think it might be actually better.
Okay.
I'm just not sure that I want to go to this other company. I think that they would accept me.
Okay, that see, it amazes me. Like, I love how you guys just nail this stuff on the head. I just love it. I see something happen. I see some of the jobs being moved out. Some of them staying. So I feel like some people won't go over to the other company or whatever, or as it's put together, a few people leave. I feel that you will have the opportunity to stay at the company if you want, but I feel like you probably won't be there past 6 months. And, I mean, you can choose to stay there longer if you want to. It's not like they go, here you go, you're fired, or, you're laid off or whatever. I feel like it's a choice, but I really feel like this is not what you're supposed to be doing.
Do you know what I'm supposed to be doing?
Let's turn that around.
Right. Actually, I do see some stuff on that, but one of the things is you're too creative and you're too much of a go-getter.
Yes, that's true.
And you have too much energy and too much creativity to be doing this. You have a gift that is really being not harnessed by this job. It's really being suppressed. And so because of that, you're just not supposed to be there. I mean, you should be the weird thing is I'm almost seeing coaching and motivational stuff and women and businesses. Do you you are a really good high energy talker as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's why I do well where I am, but I don't know how to move that into myself. Customers will come to me and they say I make them feel good, and my numbers are high, and other people can't do this, but I don't know where to go from there.
Well,
I have a great background.
Like you're really good at like directing businesses and directing people in action. Okay, does that make sense? And
so
they
say it's strategize.
Yeah, and so I actually feel like you coaching women's businesses and coaching businesses and giving talks and giving them tips and actually writing about some of the biggest mistakes that they've ever made. I really see you could turn this into quite a big deal.
Wow, I've been told to write a book too.
Yes. I know, it's like
even corporate.
It's like I'm psychic, right? I love it when people do that because I'm like, you know who you called?
I know, it's just like how to get there to there, It's just like...
No, it's exactly what we talked about at the beginning. How you get there to there is you just start. You put one foot in front of the other. You start writing an article on what are the biggest mistakes women make in business. You start writing them down. You start elaborating on that. You can do ebooks for free. You can do that for free. It's not hard to do. They bring in income. You could do a seminar. You could do a talk on some of the biggest mistakes that businesses do, like how to be the most powerful, successful business you can be. That could be a seminar. Do you see what I'm doing? Like you rent a room, you pay $20 for the room, and you put up flyers. You tell people. You tell customers, you tell clients, you tell friends, you tell family, and you pump these people up because I know that's what you're good at.
Wow.
You show somebody how to strategize. You're a strategizer. You know how to organize and lay out a plan. You show them how to do that. People don't know how to do that. It's not something they're gifted with. It's something you're gifted with. So you could easily do a strategizing plan, a layout on paper, and you could sell it as a book. You could put it on paper and do a workshop. My ebooks started from workshops. They were outlines of workshops that I did. I would go in there and talk about them. I'd elaborate on it in the ebook eventually. My ebooks were always workshops. So do you see where I'm going?
Yeah. Okay.
And you gotta quiet the fear though. I can hear some hesitation. You need to quiet that fear.
Yeah, all of a sudden went into hesitation there, but I'm just saying. It does. That's what you're gifted at. You're gifted at motivating. You're gifted at strategizing, and you're gifted at really powerfully talking to people. You're a powerful talker, And you can harness that and create it your own and just test the waters and see where it works and where it doesn't work and what you like and what you don't like, or you can continue to do what you're doing forever. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot more money in that powerful talking than there is in what you're doing right now.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds good. I have a background in television, too, so there you go.
Oh, my gosh. What are you doing?
I don't know. Taking a break. I don't know.
It's making me crazy. Oh, my. You could do
revving up.
You could do YouTube videos. You could do YouTube videos, do a tip a week. I mean, all of these things could promote your ebook that you're going to do.
Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome. You have a wonderful day. And on that note, we are going to end. So thank you for joining us. I hope that we helped you all get some clarity, and I hope that you all just learn from what we were, explaining, and learn that you really have the clarity within your heart and within your chest and soul, and that really your mind stuff, because it also makes you second guess yourself, and that becomes a problem. So really just pay attention to that. And Debbie's website is ilovebloomies.com, so definitely go friend her on Facebook, and she does a lot of Twitter, and so do that as well. Mine is hawaiihealings.com, and so go join my Facebook and my Twitter, and on top of that, I do readings on the side if you want more readings, if you want more clarity, and don't forget your free ebook for today, because that's going to help with a lot of clarity. That's Soul DNA, the Ultimate Collection. All you have to do is type Soul DNA on Amazon, and it's the brown cover. So anything to end on that, Debbie?
Well, I think I even got more clarity during the hour.
Oh, gosh,
even I learned from the callers. It was awesome. It was a great show.
Well, excellent. All right. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Aloha.
Take care.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
Top reasons your career wants you to move to Ohio. So many amazing growth opportunities. High-paying jobs in technology, advanced manufacturing, engineering, life sciences, and more. You'll soar to new heights, just like the Wright brothers, John Glenn, even Neil Armstrong. Their careers all took off in Ohio, and yours can too. A job that can take you further, and a place you can't wait to come home to. Have it all in the heart of it all. Launch your search at callohiohome.com.